my narrowed sight, my breath begins to break. Beyond the clouds, a shadow moves too fast for fate to trace. A force that bends the sky itself, erasing time and space. My engine howls against the void, restraints dig into bone. The horizon folds like shattered glass, I'm flying all alone. No gods remain frozen and no prayers can reach this height. Only your strength to stay alive. Yet bless the soul that chose to rise when others couldn't stand. If fate demands a sacrifice to keep this dream alive, let it know your name was spoken softly by my hand. If the sky may not return you, I will still believe that every trail of fire writes your courage in the air. Even if your echoes all the world gets back to me, I'll wear your absence like a vow I choose to bear. Go beyond the fear, beyond the edge, beyond the night. And if you fall, know love was with you in that flight.
I see your face reflected in the canopy glass. Silent lips forming words you never dared to say. The runway lights blow like fading constellations. Each one a memory I may never touch again. Engines scream awake beneath my trembling hands. Not from fear, but from promises I cannot break. I carry every prayer you hid inside your eyes, knowing the sky demands more than it gives. If this is the night my wings are torn away, I'll cut my name into the storm itself. I fly not for glory, not for fate or gods, but for the love that waits beyond the fire. Even if I but let my flame be proof that I chose this sky, and it chose me too. Radar lights explode like stars in violent bloom. Warning tones cry out the limits of my flesh. The enemy swarms like shadows without faces. Yet my heartbeat stays locked on a single truth. Fuel runs thin, the airframe starts to scream. Every alarm, a test of what I believe. I remember name. Let the flames take everything except my vow. If I vanish into silence and signal fade, know my heart never turned away. Now I dive into the storm where legends and afterburners, igniting every doubt to ash. I am no god, no chosen king of war, just a man who refused to look away. If I return, I'll fall into your arms again. If I don't, then live, knowing I flew for you. This sky is merciless, but my will is free. fragile warmth inside the cold machinery of war. We never spoke of endings, only paths we had to choose. Two shadows crossing destiny, a terminal velocity. Missiles trace their crimson arcs like fallen stars in pain. The heavens shaking violently beneath the shockwave roar. I felt the sky collapsing, yet my hands refused to shake. For someone had to stand when everything was lost. Through the ashen sky we rise, though hope is torn and bleeding through the firestorm of fate, where every prayer is burning. If this night devours everything we swore to protect, then let my broken wings become the shield you never had. I will blaze until the dark remembers why we fight. If my name dissolves into smoke across this endless war, remember not the kill count, but the choice I made to stay. I carry every fear and love inside this final climb, and turn despair into a flame the void cannot erase. Beyond the ashen sky I fly, where fear can't follow anymore. Through shattered stars and broken laws I carve a burning road. Even if tomorrow
come back from only one light to see us through. When the storm decides our ending, it will choose the few. If my wings are torn by fire, if my voice is lost in flame, remember I flew forward screaming your name. Even if I fall alone, let my flight prove I was true. Missile trails like shooting stars rip the silent blue. Friends become brief echoes vanishing from view. No time left for goodbyes, no space for regret. Just instinct burning brighter than the fear of what comes next. I hear your voice inside the roar of afterburning steel, telling me to live again no matter what I feel. So I push the throttle harder through the shaking pain. If one of us returns tonight, let it be my Only one sky to come back from, only one chance to survive through collapsing clouds of sorrow. I keep this dream alive. If the world demands my ending, if the dark calls out my name, I will answer with defiance, not with shame. Even if I fall alone, let my flight prove I was brave.
not regret, not glory, not the kill confirmed. Only love engraved in speed and trust forged in flame. Ignite the sky, let the afterburners burn our names in light. Beyond the edge of sound, we chase tomorrow through the fight. Even if the world collapses in the rain of broken steel, our hearts will outrun gravity, outrun what's real. We fly as one through fire and time, unbroken, unafraid. Not just machines of war, but souls that chose to stay.